Hello there. So I'm gonna help you today that how to write a SOP. So if you don't know me, I'm Divyanshu Mehta. I mean, I have around 11 years of experience, and I was able to clear the FMS Executive MBA. And the I mean all those interviews and all right. So I applied for the last year as well, but I couldn't make it. I mean, I have explained all the problems and all which I faced last. I mean, for the last time. I mean, in the different video. So go check that out. This video is primarily for how you can write a SOP, which is statement of purpose for FMS. Okay, so I'm going to help you write step by step what you should write in your SOPs. The forms will be out in November or around December this year. I mean every year. So basically, you should have 5 years of experience. You don't need to give any CAT or anything. You should have a 5 years of experience, and you are working in a company, or let's say if you're doing a business, then you can apply that as well, right? You need to have a graduation. That's a prerequisite. Okay, I've explained this in very detail in my previous video. Go check that out. Okay, so basically, you need to first understand that whenever you starting your SOP, I mean statement of purpose, when you started to write the SOPs, right? You need to understand first, ask yourself why MBA? What MBA will help you in your career journey or in your growth journey? Okay. So first you should ask yourself whether it's the right time for you or not. I mean, maybe you're looking for growth, or maybe you're looking for a change, right? Afterwards, maybe you want to go into the management field. But yeah, you need to fulfill the prerequisite first, that is 5 years. You should have 5 years of experience. If you don't have 5 years, I mean, you need to go for CAT. Okay, score 99.5 for general category, right? Percentile. And then go ahead and then you need to appear for the interviews, and then you will be able to make it. But for this, if you have 5 years of experience, everything will be the same. Okay, the course content and all that stuff is same for a full time. Only thing is you will not get a placement for this, considering that you already have a job, you're working with I mean, with a company, and having at least 5 years of experience. Okay, so basically, what SOP should say? Okay, SOP should say overall what was your industry, where you worked, what type of skills you have. Okay, and what's the logic or what's the reason behind doing an MBA. I'm going to show you the example as well, but first let's talk about what you should write in it. You should also write what how much experience you have in the industry. Let's say I have 10 years of experience. 5 years I was in insurance domain, 5 years I was in, like, let's say a cloud domain in IT technology, or let's say you are in sales. So you're going to mention that. Okay, mention all those details in your SOPs. Here you will, what the admission panels. Okay, whenever I have given 2 times interviews for FMS. One, when I was not able to select, second time I was able to make it. So you need to understand that there are certain areas that you need to work on. Again, I mentioned previously, you need to specify clearly what's your goal are. I mean, hey, you want growth. Okay, like let's say I mentioned, hey, I need my salary hike. Okay, that's why I want to do MBA. You wanna upfront, they're gonna reject it. That's not a that see, they look for that what you can bring into the table for them as well, right? Because for FMS, they have lots of fans, students who want to, go with them, right? So they are not just looking into the, hey, your only one or two things. They want your mind to be opened up, and you should mention in your SOP that what's your goal. You should be clear with your goal, why you need. So for example, for me, I want to bridge the gap between my IT skills and the business skills. Okay, so that's the clarity I had, that the FMS will be helping me to bridging the gap between my IT skills, and I don't have a business skill. So I'm going to bridge that gap while doing this, right? So other question, or you should ask yourself, and then you need to write in SOP, why MBA? why FMS, and then why right now. Maybe you have 5 years of experience. I mean, what's the need of doing an MBA? What it will help you? How it will help you? Maybe you need to look back and gain more experience. That you should ask yourself. Okay, people I have seen, there are 5 or 6 years of experience. Also, the candidates who are able to made it. Okay, into the badge. So that thing you need to mention. Okay, you also should mention the leadership skills. If you have I mean, if you have done something, let's say if you have managed some team, or let's say if someone in your team or your peer facing some issues, they're facing some difficulty, maybe at a personal level or a professional level, then you help them out. That's a leadership skill, clearly a leadership skill, that you are taking them along with you. So you should mention all that stuff. Okay, that what kind of leadership activities you have done, or you have that skill, you should mention in your SOPs. That shows that you are a leader, you're a potential future leader, right? Also, you should mention your achievements, if any achievements, example, any certifications you have done, or maybe any cultural activities you have done, or any voluntary activity you have done. See, FMS is an institute that not only look for the your academics. It looks definitely, but it also look for any other apart from your academics. For example, me, I have done a lot of cultural activities, volunteer activities. I have a lot of certifications. I have a YouTube channel, other stuff as well, right? So that these things impress them a lot. That you are doing a step ahead. You're doing one thing more than a normal job. You see what I'm saying? So you should mention that as well. If you're doing, if you're not doing, start doing it. Okay, because that will help you. Okay, and again, like I said, the mention I already mentioned the gap. How the gap you are fulfilling. I mean, how MBA is helping you in fulfilling any of the gap in your I mean, industry or professionally. How it will help you. That is the main core. They will ask you as well, and you have to write in SOPs as well. Why MBA? Why FMS? Why now? Okay, I have given two interview, in both the times they have asked me these questions. Now they when you start an SOP, you need to start with a very sharp positioning statement that, hey, I have this much of experience, I have worked on this industry, like just to show you who are. One or two line should be enough to tell you who you are. Okay, and then you need to, once you mention that, hey, who you are, then you should mention your skill set. Example, let's say I'm a cloud engineer or a program manager. So I'll just mention, hey, I'm a program manager with 10 years of experience, working in so and so company with this much of experience, leading people of 20 in my company, like that, right? And afterwards, I will support my skills. I have done this, I have these many certifications, or I have this much skill, DevOps skill, and leveraging that skill, right? So that proves that whatever you are saying is correct. And you should also mention, let's say, to start with, I started with the intern, right? And then I become a software engineer, and then become a senior software engineer, and then maybe a program manager. You should define your career journey. That shows you that you did a step by step growth. And this course, FMS like MBA, Executive MBA, will another step to your long term goal. So your short term goal and long term goal should be defined always, right? And again, in your SOP, you should mention, again, I'm putting a strong point here: why MBA, why FMS, why now? This is the main statement they want to ask you in the interview, as well as SOPs you need to mention. Then you define, you need to add your certification, awards, or any impact. Okay, and after MBA, what person you will be, or where you will be want to be. That also they may ask, or you need to write in your SOP that, hey, with this I'm going to achieve that, right? See, you need to understand that they are just not looking into your 80%, 90%, 100%. Okay, you need, in FMS, some who has little less academic score, example 97, 96 percentile, they hire them as well, who are from CA or BCom background. But this is not the case of with the IMs. IMs has a like strict like. So what I'm saying is that they have uh, they have diversified in academics. FMS. The reason for that is they look for other activities, and that makes FMS unique. Okay, and right. So yeah, that you should keep on mind. Okay, now let's talk about some examples. Okay, so I was telling you about some open statement, right? So let's read this example. Okay, by that way you will understand what I'm trying to say. I am a result driven program manager with over a decade of experience driving DevOps adoption, maybe cloud or IT, whatever your field is, and managing AI powered. So see, AI powered, whatever the term is booming, if you're working, it's good to add that, because that will help. That will help to define what you are, where you are. Okay, and you know the latest trends in the industry. So that's a important point, that if anything is booming, you should add it. Maybe you're doing a sales or marketing or maybe any other non-tech or maybe operations job. Maybe if you're using leveraging AI, you should mention that. That will increase your visibility. Okay, add this. I excel at translating ambiguous business requirement into a scalable technical solution. You see, this is looking a little professional, and you have to be professional. I will help you how to write your SOPs as well. This is just a example. If you would like to pause, just pause the video and just read through it again. That this will just give you a to starting point that how you're gonna write your first, SOP. Okay. So first a strong position, strong open statement, and then some data to prove that. See? Okay. The second part is like you just need to m- prove that or mention that, hey, I've worked on this tech stack, this skills I have, right? That will show you that you you did step by step. You should, you did a step by step ladder on the path. Okay, it's a path you followed, one by one, step by step ladder, right? So you can mention, hey, I am working in this technology for a decade, and strategic program management at a global tech company across working on cloud, ads, or AI, or whatever the tech stack you worked on, like different areas to show. Okay, and worked on maybe a service based company or a product based company. That will help them to understand you better, because they do read SOPs. Okay, they do read SOPs and they do ask questions from that. Then here I mentioned that today I lead a team responsible for managing critical cloud outages, role demanding deep. So just mention what you do in crisp. You should not write like full paragraphs what you do. In one or two statements, just mention in a crisp language what you do. That what that's what they're looking for. A crisp and short summary of what you have done in the past, right? That showcase them that who you are. Okay, again, here you need to pay very much attention. Okay, why MBA, why FMS, and why now? This is a sample example. Here, an executive MBA from FMS will complement my technical background, sharpen my leadership, and help me bridge the gap between technology and business. So, see, that's what I have mentioned. I mentioned, right? FMS will help me to bridge the gap between tech and business. Now, it will deepen my grasp of core business functions, enabling me to drive impact at an organization, not just a technical level. See, when we are doing a normal, let's say a job or something, we think at our level or maybe a technical level. When you become a leader, you need to think at an organization level. How to upbring my organization, not you, right? That's a mindset they need. So just tell them the gap you have and how you're going to fix it, and how FMS can fix this problem for you, right? That's what I mentioned here. So you need to pay more attention to this area. If you want, you can resume. I mean, you can pause, read it carefully, make notes, and then prepare it. Start preparing now, because right now the video will be releasing in June, and the first application will be coming in November, right? So keep doing that. Okay, you need to pay focus on adding your experience clearly, any certifications you have done, or any other activities you have done. Let's say for me, I have done mentorship, right? So you can mention that, hey, you have done any mentorship or something like that. You should mention that. Any cultural activity you have done apart from the work, you should mention that. Right? So other than that, any other stuff you have done, you should mention that in your SOPs. That will boost your SOP. Now let's talk about do's and don'ts. You need, like I said, you need to be very specific, crisp. Okay, so that's what I mentioned. Be specific and crisp. What the impact you have bring, or you can bring, how you can, you FMS will definitely help you, but how you can help FMS as well. I mean, FMS has a very good alumni, right? They want good people. They want good scalable people who can just make their name grow and grow, right? So they look into that as well. So you need to think in like that perspective, right? So you need to show your career progression that, hey, you are fully committed to doing an MBA from FMS, and like you, I mean, and you and FMS, the skills which you can give, which you can have by FMS will be very much helpful for your career, right? Right. Then you need to use active voice. I mean to say, you should say, I have done it. You should not say we. That's team. You should not say as a team you have done. I mean, you should mention that I have done it. I have cleared that part. Right. And what? Let's talk about the don'ts. Okay. You should not mention like, hey, I'm a very hardworking person, or that's my strength. I mean, see, this is just a subjective statement. Okay, you cannot like prove that, or I mean, how you will prove it? Let's say I have done certification. I can prove that, hey, this is my certificate. But how I'll prove it? I'm a hard worker. I'm a team player. That's everyone is. Okay, so right. So don't list any of the work which don't have any outcomes. Let's say you're doing something, it don't have an impact. And if they ask that question to you while you're interview, you may be blank. So just carefully write your SOP for whatever the things you have done, only that thing write. Don't write the things which you haven't done, or just don't write the things to impress them. They're not going to impress. They are very, very far ahead from us. Okay. The professors, I mean. And basically, you have a resume, right? You need to prepare the SOPs from your resumes as well. What your resumes is, prepare from that. That's your, like you say, the baseline, your resume, right? And make sure that you have a proper length, because they have a length limit of 1,000 words. So you need to be careful of that. The thousand, no, you should not go beyond that. Okay. So just let me summarize, right? uh, and then I'll show you how to, I mean, write a SOP as well using AI. So does it answer both FMS prompts directly and fully? Why FMS? Okay, make sure why FMS, why MBA. You should have a very crisp answer on that. Any strength you write should have some evidence. Any career path which has some confusion, make sure you write clearly. Okay, make sure you have an active voice. Don't use like we have done it, our team has done it, right? Ignore. You should not do that. Read your SOPs 4 5 times. Okay, so that you know it by heart. Okay, now let me move towards the SOP. So this is my sample SOPs. Okay, again, you can pause it and read it. Okay, pause the SOP. I mean, pause the video and read this. Okay, this is sample SOP which got selected for me. So just habit yourself. You can get an idea of how an SOP will look like. But now let's say you are a new, open any AI tool like ChatGPT. This is Copilot. You can open ChatGPT or Gemini or anything. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open a new chat and I'll just mention, I will be, okay, I need help in writing SOP for FMS Executive MBA. I have 10 years of experience in cloud DevOps. Write me sample SOP. So okay, so I give just this prompt. So you can add more details, okay, to it. This is just a very small thing, okay, but you should mention a detailed thing, okay. So let's click on start. So it's gonna start. Okay, fine. I think it has some issues. So let me just type it again. Okay. So now it is giving me correctly. So you can use ChatGPT, Copilot, or Gemini. So it is giving you the it is giving you the complete SOP with the professional English. Okay. See, these days you should not, like, if your English is good, go ahead and write yourself. But if I were you, I will leverage this. I mean, AI agents, the ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini or DeepSeek, whatever you say, and write my SOP from here. Okay. See, you just should not copy and then paste it. That's a wrong thing. You should proofread this 3 4 times, and then once it is good, then only you should make the final version of it. Okay. So it is just a sample that helps you to uh, give the starting point of how your SOP will look like. Right. I hope it helps. Please, if you are at this stage of this video, please like and subscribe. Comments if any problems you have or anything you want to ask, any more videos you want to me to make related to the FMS executive, I'll be happy to do that. Thank you, and I will see you in the